Live,
But
very
what I'd like to do
extreme
is
climate
think
change,
about studies around climate
Earth's
change and
rotation
try to ponder how does it actually impact everyday people's lives.
crisis.
And I think what's really key from this study is
UK
that it
24
mentions the melting
weather.
of ice in Greenland and Antarctica. So what does that have to do with everyday people's lives? Well, as we're seeing the rate of rise of sea levels, that's actually really important for communities that live near coastlines. There's so much economic loss that's predicted to be tied to changes in coastlines and rising sea levels. And so I think it's really important when we think about these types of studies to actually relate it back to the people. And then in turn, we can actually relate that to the climate action that we need.
And I'm also hearing that climate change and the melting of the ice from Greenland and Antarctica is causing the planet to be less spherical and more flattened as well.
Yeah, so and that sort of plays into changes in the rate of rotation of the Earth, which impacts how coordinated universal time is then calculated. And so the idea from this interesting study that was published is that because of climate change's impacts in that regard, we'll see different changes to the time. So a phenomenon called negative leap seconds will likely be added a little bit later than would have if we didn't have these climate-driven impacts. So it's really interesting, but I think really emphasizing the rising sea levels and why that's so important is key here.
Now, I know leap seconds will be abolished in 2035, which will be great for many people, will be happy about that. But when it comes to the longer term impacts, is there any way that this can be reversed, or are we done for?
Well, I think it really all relates back to emissions and are we actually hitting our emissions targets? Now, a lot of people have heard about the goal of 1.5 degrees Celsius, which is the idea that we need to limit global average temperature increase to no more than 1.5 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels. And that's a goal that 195 parties agreed to in the 2015 Paris Agreement. And unfortunately, a really landmark report came out recently from the World Meteorological Organization talking about how last year, 2023, was quite frankly just a horrible year for us to meet those benchmarks. We saw record heat waves, we saw tropical cyclones increasing in intensity. We're really way off from the mark that we need to be in terms of our emissions. And this is going to be a global effort. 195 parties agreed to this.
Not this morning
Union,
in digital.
around it.
No, it's 5.
Fascinating. Thank you very much for speaking to us here at BBC News. Thank you.
15 a.m. in the morning.
Around the world and across the UK, this is BBC News.
And it is the 29th of March, 2024, guys. Friday morning, Easter Good Friday. Happy Easter Good Friday morning to you. Please subscribe to on San Jones. This is my friend's Mark and Jim Bet. Every Friday, 3 to 5 p.m. ITF 5. So Hills radio station show. And this is my friend, you name it, Shane for the Years radio station show in the Loop every Friday at 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. as well on a Friday. And this is my friend John the Lara show every Sunday at 9 to 12 and live on the Wakey radio station with John Andrews on the Wakey radio station every Sunday. Please subscribe to on San Jones. The climate's getting hotter and other things going on as well. Please subscribe to on San Jones. Might be happy. Bye.